Ladies and gentlemen, it's our privilege today for 1 hour to explore the remarkable world of the Sundo tradition. We have here Master and Professor Hyun-moon Kim, professor in the Hanso University from South Korea. You have founded a master degree, international master degree, in this renowned university of Hanso, and then you are director of International Sundo Association, which is a non-profit and educational-based organization from the United States. Yes. You are working in the field of basic education, and we are happy to find out that the Korean Academy it's very close with the Sundo tradition. Okay. So in a way, tradition and science put together. I'm grateful to be here with you, Master, for the first time in Romania. I'm grateful to Florin and Andreea Șerbănescu, our partners in the project of Spiru Haret University. Tonight you will conference at Spiru Haret University, and we hardly hope that Hanso University and Spiru Haret will sign a memorandum of collaboration in order to exchange the remarkable experience of Hanso University and also of Sundology, which is the science of the Sundo tradition.
Yes.
Yes, Master. So
thank you. Thank you. It's an honor that I'm being here in Romania. About 40 years ago, I was collecting the postal stamps, and my brother was studying in Austria.
Yeah.
And time to time, he was sending me different countries' stamps. And at the time in Korea, a socialist country stamps wasn't allowed. Mm-hmm. But somehow my brother collected and sent me stamps. It's from Romania.
Wow.
So it took 40 years to come to Romania. So I'm so thankful for that.
Oh,
yes.
Maybe nothing it's random. So the universe it's carrying ourselves on the remarkable ways.
Yeah.
Master, I'm very anxious to ask you to explain us what Sundo means.
Okay, so let me begin about Sundo physical practice. We have 3 parts. And then first one is a warm-up exercise. And then second one is a breathing meditation. And third one is what we call chi exercise. So we have these 3 components. But let me tell you about what is the Sundo means. And actually, Sundo means literally human doing something in the mountain.
In the mountain?
In the mountain.
Wow.
But why are human being in the mountain? Because in ancient time, the mountain is the place where human being can be connected to the heaven.
To the heaven.
Okay? And also to the earth at the same time. Mm-hmm. That was how Sundo letter character coming from. Mm-hmm. Well, these days why Sundo is becoming popular, maybe because of this reason. Mm-hmm. And because of our life and society become like hectic,
yeah,
and stressful.
Yes.
And different parts of our life, they look for management, like financial management, business management, health management. And then Sundo is actually life management. And I'll tell you why we are calling Sundo is life management. because one of the main theme of the Sundo practice is breath work. Breathing is our main practice, core of the practice. So let me tell you about, in order to this breath practice, we do have a preparation, which is a warm-up exercise.
Yes.
And breathe with, maybe you'll see that those postures.
Yes, the beginning postures.
Yeah, beginning postures. So we do breathe with these 25 postures for the beginning. And this posture is kind of in yoga system, they have a mudra, like a hands positions.
Yes, hands position. Yeah.
But we are connecting to that the mudra concept. This is body mudra.
The whole body, it's the whole hand, so it's a mudra expressed by whole body.
Right, so different postures bring the different energy.
No.
Okay,
Yes.
that is what we are doing it. And then we are doing some of the chi exercise after this. But why we do need warm-up exercise? Because we value the breath or breathing.
Yes.
And we have the lungs are located here.
Yeah.
But because of the warm-up exercise, we open our system and then extended our lungs to the whole body. That is what the purpose of the warm-up exercise. And then breathing meditation is to build up the energy. And then the third part for the chi exercise is actually for our life, healthier life. So build up the energy, and at the end of the practice, we are distributing this energy to particularly our internal organs. So let me show you some of the warm-up exercise.
Please, Master.
Okay. Okay. Most of our practice and the warm-up exercise and with any other exercises work with like a joint and tips. So that's what I'm saying. There's an extension of our lungs to the whole body from here to here. My hair doesn't show up, but probably to the hair as well. Okay, so let's start with our first beginning part of the exercise. So we start work with our toes. So we not only value our face, human face, but really we appreciate about our part of our body, which is located far away from the heart, but still we try to want to connect it. So toes and tips. You see the joint movement, and then ankles. And then try different way. Okay, and then we want to make a balance this side. It's like we are working on this toes and joint, and maybe like a runner, like a 100-meter speeding runner, if they don't have a flexible joint, toes, they may not have initial power at all. Has to be loosen up their toes. So this is very practical, not just only bringing general sense of health, but particularly we can apply to the certain techniques to our part of the life. And then rotate ankle. And the other way. So we are going through the different parts of the joint. Maybe this is the middle of our warm-up exercise, and let me show you the one of the joint is the biggest joint in the human body is the pelvis. So we really care about the flexibility of this pelvis, and so we do spend some time with the flexible of this pelvis. So each one of them maybe just do your own way, and your gaining the flexibility time to time. So hope that your whole pelvis is loosened so you can empower your life better. Okay, so let me show you a kind of a routine practice. And then stretch. And try to reach further. And to this side. And then slowly coming down. So this is a very nice posture for sleeping. You're not just only lying on your back and sleep, but this is really perfect posture for sleep. Okay. Then we do a little bit of loosening exercise. Okay, we have a routinely 1 hour 20 minutes Sundo practice at the local center. And so first 20 minutes we do this warm-up exercise. As I mentioned, this is try to expanding our lung capacity, not only stays here, just extend it the whole part of the body. Okay. And then now we are ready for the breathing meditation with those postures. But I think we have to know that what is the most important initiative posture for the breathing, and that is this one. So okay, your feet is like really grounded to the earth, and just to remember that where Sundo coming from the mountain traditions, and coming from the grounded life. And wanted to be reach out to the heaven. That is what our purpose of the Sundo practice. Okay. So this time, like a groundedness coming from like a standing still. And then this way. So having these hands together, palms together means my left side of the energy and my right side of energy get together. And so that I'm ready for the connecting to the heaven and earth. So what is the meaning for connecting to the earth and heaven? It's so esoteric when you hear it, but the grounding is more like having physical strength. And then appreciate about our land and soil. That's what it is. And then what about the heavenly energy? The heavenly energy is coming is kind of as like air. So with the standing still postures, can bring this air freely. So this is the posture. Very basic postures, but really fundamental postures. Try to bring heavenly energy and earthly energy in my system. And to where is my tanjan is a lower center, and you can also known as a lower chakra. So this is kind of a carburetor in automobile. So carburetor brings gasoline and air, and then mixing it, and then brings some power. It's the same thing. So this is the human carburetor here. When we breathing and bringing the air, and then where's the gasoline? It's gasoline from the physical strength. So this is what we are doing. So as we are having these postures, so basically you are going with these different postures. As I mentioned, that this is a kind of mudra, hoping that we have taking different kind of energy, like minerals, vitamins, and carbohydrate, those different types of the life energy through different postures, okay? So with these postures, we do breathe through the tanjan, which is a lower abdomen. And now, it is not really new practice for the adult? Well, because of the adult forgot this baby breathing. So usually fetus in the mother's womb and also up until 3 to 5 years old, we all breathe through this location. And then slowly our thinking coming up, and then we forgot. So this is not a totally new practice. Try to bring your old memories when you were in 3 years old, or even when you're in a mother's womb. So this warm-up exercise awakens those memories. So this practice is not really new practice, but this is the practice you have done at least a few years when you are young. So this way we are going through different mudras and postures, and then I'll come back again how to do it is breathing. But let me show you some of the energy work and cool down exercise. So there are different sets of the cool down exercise, but let me show you some of the principles how we stretch ourselves. And this like a third part, chi exercise and cooling down exercise is pretty much to try to utilize our energy into our daily life. This is what we are aiming for. Okay, so let me give us a couple of points how we can do our stretch better, more efficiently and effectively. So I'm lying down. So my feet wide apart, and my one arms, right arm goes straight, and the other arms is side. So I'm trying to stretching to the right side, but you are trying to focus on my left foot. So as I'm going to the right side, and I'm more focusing on my left toes. That's how you make this stretch much better and effectively. Okay? So it's like that. As I'm going this way, and I'm trying to anchor my left hip as much as possible, and go slow, step by step, and try to reach my chest to the floor. So what if I'm losing my anchor? It's like that. There's no exercise. It's a nice posture, but there's no exercise. That's why we are really value of anchoring my left toes to the other side. If I switch, the same thing. This is a kind of principle of golfing. When they do the shot, they have to connect the other side to the earth. So as I'm going the other side, see my right toes, keep here. Okay, and the other stretching is like that. And then as my legs goes to the right side, and then I'm twisting, I'm watching the other side. And the other side, showing you. Okay. Okay. Maybe I can show you some of the internal organs exercise. This is why we are doing warm-ups exercise, and then breathing meditation, and the internal organs exercise. We have to have 3 meals each day, and we need some kind of exercise for our meals. Okay, and then we need to strengthen and make healthier our intestines. This is what we are looking for. So let's begin with kidney and urinary bladder. Okay, So this one, and then for the left leg, you see, like I'm stretching my leg and kind of a little bit of tension on my back is where the kidney is located. And I'm pressing down my palm. And at this point, I'm centering, I'm focusing on my tangen. But this posture, because the posture is a mudra, bringing energy into kidney. Okay, the other side, urinary bladder, okay. The same things, I'm kind of stretching my leg and try to press down. I'm thinking my lower tangen, which is my center, and I'm just do my best maintaining these postures, this mudra. So this posture bringing the energy. Okay, and then let's say lung and the large intestine, okay, the lungs. And the large intestine. So I just demonstrated 3 parts of the Sundo practice: warm-ups, breathing meditation, and then cool down, and which is a chi exercise. So comparing our daily meals, we did appetizer, we did have appetizer, and the main dishes, main course, which is a breathing meditation, and even dessert. Not a cheesecake, but the dessert with this internal organs exercise. So this is like a brief explanation of how we are doing it on the practice.
Dessert included, Venerable Master.
Yeah.
So natural, simple, logic.
Yeah.
From the beginning, for example, we are pretty much in our head, and we sometimes neglect the other
tips.
Yes.
Yeah.
So from the beginning, I've learned that we have to integrate and to honor all the parts of our body.
Yeah.
And I was looking to you how gently and softly were you honorated your feet and soles. Usually disease are equal to neglecting our body.
Yeah. So it's not only bacteria or virus. They look for the soft spot.
Softer spot.
Yeah, so soft spots are like a neglected, ignored spot. And they're really happy to have entered the soft spot. It's almost the same thing. So when we have like emotional problems,
yes,
it's the same things. So they look for soft spot coming into my kind of occupying my psyche. And then interestingly, and this emotional virus, let's say, is coming through the body, not from the heaven, through the body. So it's strengthening our bodies is very important for maintaining body and mind health.
Even in terminal illness such as cancer,
Yeah.
what is the explanation, Sundo explanation of this terrible disease?
Like any disease, most of the disease, I would say, illness and problems, like a cancer, is a Sundo point of view, this is pretty much a lack of oxygen. So I was explaining this is a life management. And then we are facing life and death in 2 minutes. Almost no one can stop their breathing over 2 minutes. Okay? So there are many places that people are confronting life and death in the war, or like Africa, starving, and then a lot of problems are like gunshots, and then alcoholic, and then drug problems. So a lot of people are facing life and death, but we usually don't think that we are confronted every minute with this life and death. Because simply, if we stop the breathing for 2 minutes, don't need more than 2 minutes, many people of the human being will not be in this land, in this earth. So that's why we really look for carefully about how to breathe properly. And then that answer is because a lot of psychological, emotional problems, emotional fluctuations, and then terminal illnesses like a cancer, it's basically lack of oxygen. So if we supply more oxygen, and then those conditions will get better. Yes.
You'll get better. Another thing during your teaching, live teaching, demonstrating Sundo, it is that Sundo, as I understood, it's the art of coming back to our natural state.
Yeah.
So we forget to breathe natural, so abdominal breathing. This is what we forget. And then all the stress, our mind is always in another place. And then our body, mind neglected, and the breathing is superficial and peripheral.
Yeah.
So to start seeing this, or what to start to correct our forgetfulness.
Yes, many problems, even physical problems or mental problems, it's a kind of a problem from the perception. Okay, perceptive by the brain. If I have a physical pain and my leg or knee doesn't say I'm pain, okay, my perception and my brain says that is the pain. And you have to say something about the PAIN. That's a perceptive word. Okay.
Yes.
So if we have a brain located in different parts of the body, less perceptive. That's why we try to have a warm-up exercise and stretching. So it's like a highway to the different cities, like local cities, and distribute the power, economic power and political power to different part of the cities. So one may not be able to suffer too much. Yeah.
Yes. A remarkable integrative perspective. And then those psychological issues.
Yeah.
So emotional viruses, attacks, we are under attack of emotional viruses. What to do, Venerable Master, in order to live better?
Okay, so same token, if we receives or perceives through the brain, and then the brain usually lies too much.
Yeah,
brain lying very much.
Big liar.
Yeah, big liar. And then we easily drawn to that, some expansion of the true story. And so what about we think, we perceive any information coming from outside, let's say to my tips. So let's try to have like a satellite cities of the brain. So this is what we are doing it. Okay, let's say in yoga system they have 7 chakras, means that they want to have 7 biggest cities in human being. In Sundo Taoism, we are having 3 major cities, chakras.
Yes.
So we kind of distributing different functions of the human being to different parts.
So Dantian is one of them.
One is here,
yes.
And the other one is here,
yes.
And the other one is here. So Dantian is a representative of the physical parts of the world,
yeah.
And this one is more like a spiritual world, and then this one is more like a mental world. Yes.
Grounded, to grounded. So this is a metaphor. To have the roots deeply in the earth,
yeah.
And then Sundo means to be connected with the higher celestial realm, let's say. And your master, venerable master, it's a mountain master, isn't it? Can you evoke, please, your master in this moment?
Yes, Sundo was kind of a secret practice up until my teacher, his name is Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain.
Yes, Blue Mountain. I know that mountains in Romania is really wonderful, have many treasures, like rock salt and the oil and the mineral water and the forest, and then the leisure, people coming for the rest and picnicking. So you have very much good mountains here. So it's like that, and then many people, but not like publicly, some of the people are interested to stay in the mountain and try to connect to the heaven and all seriously. That is what we call mountain Taoism traditions. And then I heard about my teacher in 1974, and I was really fascinated because of he brought this kind of a mountain practice to the city. And many folk tales, legendary, were talking about this Sundo practice. But we never seen that physical practice of Sundo before. So we thought that is a legendary and folk tale.
Yes.
But he brought this practice in the city in 1967. And then thereafter, public in Korea beginning to know. And I was interested in the beginning in the 1974. Yeah.
Yes. So your Sundo entered into your life.
Yeah.
Miraculously. But then you also have an academic background and PhD and so on in the field of psychology. Not only, so you are a remarkable translator of the Sundo tradition in the term of the modern psychology.
Yeah. Actually, when I started my Sundo practice, I know this is very the beginning of the system in the society. So I can see the many weak spots. So I was looking for what I can put in from my own perspective. And then I was more interested about the mental parts of the contribution. So I was looking for any studies really explain Sundo practice. And I looked for different studies, and then I found the psychology. So I studied psychology, not fully, but I was able to connect it, the Western psychology to Eastern practice. That's how I studied in the academic world. Yeah.
So from this perspective, integral perspective that you acquire, you have it, a person being depressed or angry, his system, it's in what kind of state, or what's the cause of those strong emotional viruses?
Yes, I have two things can share with the audience. One, maybe it costs a lot, expensive one. The other one is no charge.
No charge.
So I think that I can tell that everybody who is watching this TV, maybe they want to have no charge.
Yes.
Breathe deeply.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So simple.
And then the very simple, but obtaining the skills need a repeated practice. That's why Sundo practice in a local studio will help you to how to managing your life through breath work. And that is a no charge.
No charge. So only to see first how we are breathing, yes, and then to do what?
Okay, so we usually breathe through the chest.
Yes.
Because of the breathing through the chest, we are build up some kind of a pressure into our heart, and that gives lots of emotional conditions. So just bringing this pressure to down here will take care of the many emotional problems, psychological problems. Because once energy is stagnated in this area, it's kind of pushing up to your head and brain. So brain is like stressed.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's not necessarily, some of the special kind of problems, but it's more like because the whole pressure and the brain is stressed. So a brain, if that under that condition, brain's trying to bring all kind of information up in the air. That's why people are seeing a lot of different, the pictures, and they are stressed from those, particles. Yeah.
So simple. So the 3 points, if we are using this area as a baby child, we can guarantee obtain better inner states. And so simple, I hope that people that are looking to us to try from this point.
Yes.
So maybe 1 hour of abdominal breathing, it's enough to feel the difference.
Well, we have a special discount for this program. Not 1 hour. It's 38 minutes.
38 minutes.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
But you don't have to do 30 minutes a day, even 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day. Okay. And that is really give you a lot of benefit.
I was, Venerable Master, looking to you here demonstrating, and your energy and your way of being is very innocent, like a baby. And then your flexibility, it's equal to a newborn. And I was looking to myself, very rigid. And I was wondering, is it possible for a grown-up person to come again like a baby, physically and, of course, mentally speaking?
I appreciate about your nice wording about me, and of course I feel I'm kind of ageless. Sometimes I'm like a children, but I do enjoy my nightlife, drinking beer and vodka sometimes. But in generally speaking, I think this because of the maintaining the youth
Yes.
gives you like a youth mentality. If you become child, and then childish person will have a childish mentality.
Yeah.
So from the Sundo practice, it's pretty much you are aged people, we all aged, but try to bringing, and not only just the physical exercise and maintaining the health,
Yeah.
but bringing that the memory from the earlier year. So I'm not just aged one only. That is my background, but I still bringing the memories from the earlier ages, and then combining, and then I'll be a better life. Yeah.
Yes, yes. To let the children come to me, the innocence of the children, which is not a closed system.
Yeah.
So growing up in Western culture means to close your system,
Yeah.
and to build an ego-based identity,
Yeah.
which again it's a closed system. So we become sick in this way, not knowing that we are working against nature.
Yes, and one of the things, actually Taoist practice is not necessarily Korean way. I would say this is more like our ancestor observed in this way. And then, but luckily Korean have that tradition handed down to next generation.
Yes.
And somehow in the Western culture, in generally speaking, wasn't really handed down this tradition. But instead, Western culture developed their way of thinking, and then the Eastern culture preserved how to really act for their preserving their life. So it is nice that we can combining the Western way and the Eastern way,
Yes.
and the combining make our life better.
Yeah, I think we only have a few minutes,
Yeah.
unfortunately, and we have not arrived to the dimension of a relationship between Sundo and psychotherapy, for example.
Yes.
In
okay.
brief, what can you say, Master, from your experience, academic and as a Sundo master, of those two fields? So psychotherapy helping human being to better understand themselves, and Sundo.
Yeah, like let's say psychoanalysis, let's say if you're using that practice into the psychotherapy, and we usually bringing up our like unconscious level, our
Yes.
consciousness, is,
Yes.
which is in the past.
Yes.
Well, this is a kind of a condition we have to care about it. Bringing in from the past is a good idea, but we can, the other way of solving the problem is look for the future. Okay, there's two different way of the psychotherapy you can apply, whether you want to look for the past or you want to look for in the future. Well, Sundo tells us stay right now, here and now.
Yeah.
So here and now means it's pretty much look at your body closely.
Yeah.
And then mind and spirit is later.
Yeah.
But in order to, from the Sundo point of view, having a better psychotherapy, of course, we can consider past and the future,
Yeah.
but we can look closely about the here and now.
Yes.
And through the breathing in Sundo practice. So, and maybe individual psychotherapists, maybe they can teach their clients about the beginning with the deep breathing,
Yes.
and that it takes care of the many part of their problems. So it's easier to interact with the, counselor and clients.
Yes, so this is the focal area of psychotherapeutic work. Here and now, body work and here and now, and body and mind through breathing, so the only time of our existence is here and now. And unfortunately, here and now, we are in the end of our program. Hope you, venerable master and PhD professor from Hanso University, Hyun Moon Kim, for being here and in such a joyful mood as a baby, teaching us how to live better. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you.